All right, welcome back. So we're gonna talk about the number one secret behind most divorces. I don't know if that's a secret, but this guy, his name is SKuki Peeshaun. SKuki Peeshaun. He's going to. I guess he's just going to talk to us. But he has some opinions around the number one way, the number one causes of divorce and things like that. And I want us to review together and see if he has sense in what he's saying. Let's listen to that real quick.
Think is the leading cause of divorce?
I think the leading cause of divorce will be the fact that men and women do not understand each other. And school, a lot of who we are as adults is what we learned in school. And school is one of the places where you really don't learn how to interact with other human beings in the way you would need to for deep relationships.
Right.
You just go there, you wear a mask from morning till the afternoon and you go home, right?
Right.
In school, you're supposed to have an opinion on something and you're supposed to defend the opinion, which means you treat your opinion as a fact. But in a relationship, two people can have two opinions that are very valid and very right.
I agree.
They say sometimes the opposite of a good idea is another good idea. So when you go into a marriage, you could literally be saying something and your partner is not understanding or saying a different thing, and it doesn't mean they are wrong. But people go around in these circles trying to look for who is right and who is wrong. I'll face the women a bit here because women think things deep. Men get fed up and just say, you know what, F it. Which is also bad because she doesn't feel heard. The woman too sometimes doesn't feel she's heard because she feels they haven't gotten to a point of who is right or who's wrong. A lot of relationship coaches miss it here because when they tell couples, oh, communicate this, some people sit down for 8 hours communicating, but the thing is they're still looking for who is right and who is wrong. Your opinion is not a fact.
I agree.
Once you understand that, this girl I'm marrying is going to see the world through a set of eyes that I can't even understand how somebody can think like that, but it is valid. Same way, once you know that this my man is just going to not to see some things in a way, and it's okay. It's how we operate in a man's world. Now, do you want the other person to have peace, to weigh what peace means to them?
So what do you think is the leading cause of divorce?
All right, so I'm curious to know what your thoughts are about this. Is he right? Is he wrong? I'm going to look at some of the reactions, see what people are saying about this. This is actually on his page, so I'm guessing that people will be nice because it's on his page and it's not a basketball personality. But nonetheless, I'm going to read it and see what people are saying. All right, so inside here, somebody actually said, okay, so this was actually a podcast by Official Doing on YouTube. Somebody said, I agree with you to had it. Many times women don't fully understand how men are wired, and men don't fully understand how women are wired. Knowing your spouse's behavior is not the same as understanding the nature of a man or a woman. Oh, that's an interesting angle too. Before marriage, most of us focus too much on behavior and forget to understand the deeper nature of the opposite sex. Okay, behavior can change over time, but the nature of a man or woman is inborn and unchangeable. For example, a man may do everything possible for his wife, but if she doesn't feel emotionally secure, none of it will truly matter to her. Wait, for example, a man may do everything possible for his wife, but if she doesn't feel emotionally secure, none of it will truly matter to her. Likewise, a woman may give her all to her husband, caring for him, feeding him, raising his kids, cooking, staying loyal, and loving him, but if he doesn't feel respected, all of it will mean little to him. At the core, a woman values love above everything, while a man values respect even more than love. The real question is, does your wife feel loved? Does your husband feel respected? You won't truly know the answer until you ask each other. Don't assume. Love is not love until it is felt by your wife, and respect is not respect until it is felt by your husband. I like that actually. All right. Somebody said the oga pata reason for divorce is cheating. Not just lack of communication or understanding, lack of sincere love. Lack of sincere love. What is sincere love? This is how we lie to ourselves again. So when we add sincere, it's suddenly better. If you say so. People marry for different reasons nowadays. That's another talking point that people keep throwing around. That talking point is a useless talking point. I've heard it enough time. We need to stop saying it. I don't even know what the objective is. I think the objective is just to sound like we said something that makes sense. Okay. The objective here is that we actually want families to stay together and healthy relationships. Okay. We don't just want to talk and be right. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. We're not just trying to talk and be right. That's what most people are trying to do on this internet street, and it sounds like it sounds like that's what he was also talking about. I'm going to go back and review what he said. A lot of people just want to be right. Okay, so they say things that another person will say, yeah, you're right. People marry for different. What does that have to do with anything? They're married. Whatever those if everybody marry for different reasons, that means everybody. That means 2 to get 2 is cancelled out. There's no need to repeat that talking point. Anyway, especially when they put finances as top priority without considering other factors. Okay, all right. So that they putting finances as priority is a foundational issue. That one is true, and a lot of people are gonna get in trouble for that. Okay, ladies, when you say just get your own money, that doesn't really solve the problem we're dealing with. Or men say, oh, just keep your eyes on the bag and every woman will flock to you. That doesn't solve the problems we're dealing with. Okay, put money on the pedestal, you'll fall off every time, you and the money. Okay, all right, hold on one second, I need to sneeze. Sorry, that's what was wrong. Natu, I see you. How you doing? All right, so now let me read one more, then I think that's enough. Somebody said for me, okay, the main reason for divorce is not something that is for you. We're looking across the board. Okay, we're looking across the board. What is a very common number one reason for divorce? We're not talking about you. Yours could have been you just hate his guts and you were ready to move on, or you hate her guts. This guy said, for me, the main reason there's divorce is because we don't take or see our spouse like our family. I like that, actually, but that doesn't start from there. That's usually like a symptom. If you really see your spouse as your family, then it would be easy for us to archive for better for us, that we say, yeah, that's usually a symptom. Usually people marry you because they see a life together, right? And at least we have to assume that for this conversation. But let me play this again.
Divorce.
I think the leading cause of divorce will be the fact that men and women do not understand each other. And school, a lot of who we are as adults is what we learned in school. And so
a lot of who we are is what we learned, and men and women don't understand each other. Okay, let's keep going.
Sorry, school is one of the places where you really don't learn how to interact with other human beings in the way you would need to for deep relationships.
Okay.
You just go there, you wear a mask from morning till the afternoon and you go home, right?
Right.
There you go. He's right about that. There's no institutionalized training for people to actually do life together, understanding other adults at a deeper level for the purpose of a long-term personal relationships. They don't teach that in school.
In school, you're supposed to have an opinion on something. You're supposed to defend the opinion, which means you treat your opinion as a fact. But in a relationship, two people can have two opinions that are very valid and very right.
I agree.
So
and then people take that same debate attitude into relationships. That's what he's talking about. No wonder. Set messy.
Say sometimes the opposite of a good idea is another good idea.
The opposite of a good idea is another good idea sometimes, particularly in romantic relationships, right? He's making sense so far. This guy is one of maybe 3 other people I can think of, maybe 2 other people I can think of that so far I feel really understand what is going on with relationships all over the place in the poto, okay? And people don't always agree with him, but from what I've heard so far, he knows what he's talking about. He's one of 2 other people I know. They're not your popular people that you know, okay? But I like what he's saying. So even if you disagree with what he's saying, he will make you think. Let's keep going.
So when you go into a marriage, you could literally be saying something and your partner is not understanding or saying a different thing, and it doesn't mean they are wrong. But people go around in these circles trying to look for who is right and who is wrong.
How many times have I told you guys here that it is never about right or wrong or good or bad or black and white? When it comes to this thing called relationship, it is never about those easy things to point fingers at, right? When you find yourself say, so who is right? So who do you want to blame? Those conversations is exactly why you keep ending up in problems. Because who do you think, let's make an assumption for you. Help yourself make an assumption. Actually, do the guessing. Who do you think you're going to think is right or wrong? Of course you're right and the other person is wrong, right? See? Since we already know that, why we keep revisiting that? That's not the solution to the problem you're trying to solve. Black and white is not the solution. Right or wrong is not the solution. Who is to blame? Who is at fault? Is not the solution. But yet, that's what we all do inside of relationship. Hello, Dr. Adama, I see you.
I'll face the women a bit here because women think things deep. Men get fed up and just say, you know what, F it.
Yeah.
Which is also bad because she doesn't feel heard.
So men literally run out of patience. They run out of patience. When in fact, Ebenezer Obi has been saying for a long time, Suru laughing shop Kobiri. But yes, I know somebody said, no, scatter everything. Somebody said, if a woman cheats on me, she's my enemy for life. I said, add your children to it too. Your children becomes your enemy. So are you saying we should accept any cheating woman? I said, no, you're obsessed with cheating. You're probably going to attract cheating anyway. A cheating woman. Wait, but that's wrong. Let's just blame the cheating. You see, blame. You want to go in the angle of blame. No wonder. No, it is not your fault they cheat. They were a cheater. But the issue here is that we're not dealing with the real issues. And some of those issues could have been the reason why you never had a relationship in the first place. A lot of people are complaining about cheating. There was no relationship in the first place. A lot of people are complaining about cheating. They started the cheating. They just don't count what they did as a cheating. Let's not get into the cheating conversation. He's right. So far.
The woman too sometimes doesn't feel she's heard because she feels they haven't gotten to a point of who is right or who's wrong. A lot of relationship coaches miss it here. Because when
you keep chasing after who is right and who is wrong, it's an endless battle. It's an endless, you're not going to finish it. And if you finish it, somebody's holding resentment inside. Because you made them wrong, which means you're also wrong. So at what point do you hold each other accountable? I keep asking for that. If it's working for you, you know.
I tell couples to communicate this. Some people sit down for 8 hours communicating. But the thing is, they're still looking for who is right.
They keep talking. They keep calling it communication. Why? Because the objective is to find out who is wrong and who is right. And then they wonder why the relationship continues to end up in the potopoto. All right, so I think he's right. But again, so far, I like a lot of his talking points. So go check him out. His name is SKuki Peeshaun. I think he was a rapper or something like. I'm not sure. I think he must have had a previous life as a celebrity. I'm not sure. Okay. The only thing I found is that he used to be in love with Chidinma. Apparently, according to some kind of news report here, he used to be in love with Chidinma, the singer who became the singer who became a gospel singer. He said this was an old article from 2013. Said it seems someone is in love and can't bear holding it back. As Peeshaun, I might be pronouncing that wrong, expressed his love for Chidinma in an interview below. Nigeria is blessed with pretty babes. If you study me well, you will observe that I'm a very romantic guy. Obviously. At the same time, I'm very emotional. Well, emotional for sure. Romantic, I don't know. I definitely have someone that I love so much, and the person is in the industry, Chidinma by name. She's really attractive. So it must have been a rapper, because this poses looks like some kind of young rapper wannabe or something like that. She's really attractive. I really love her so much, but we've not really had time to chat closely, except when we met at backstage during shows. I hope she will read this, but for her to know that Peeshaun of SKuki loves her, though she doesn't read papers. I don't know. Chidinma has become Holy Spirit these days, you know. Shout out to our own Chidinma here. I haven't seen her in a while. But do me a favor, let's move on to some other stories. That was Peeshaun on Doyin's podcast. I thought that was some really cool stuff we extracted from that. Hello, Jojo. Good morning to you, Jojo of Australia, right? Good to see you, Jojo. Australia or Japan, something like that. All right, so we're doing off schedule today, so let's get into it. All right, so I'll be right back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, in the chats. Let me know what you think about this, and let's follow the other trendy stories around the world. I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we don't know.